All right, welcome everyone to this week's Tech Talk. We'll kick off now. Basically today we're going to have a look at a bit more specific stuff to do with HubSpot. Over the last few weeks, we've definitely been diving headfirst into a lot of AI related things outside of HubSpot. So we'll bring it back into HubSpot this week. But never fear, we will keep looking at some AI features. So number one, the first thing we're going to look at, we're just going to go over and have a look at the customer support agent. There are a few other agents that are coming into play as well, but that's been sort of the first one that came through beta. I'll show you how to set that up, how to add that to a page, and how to actually, utilize that customer service AI bot in your day-to-day to sort of streamline inquiries and manage your time a little bit more efficiently. And then after that, we'll have a look at Commerce Hub, which is a fairly new hub for HubSpot. It has been around for probably over 12 months now, but it definitely is a hub that a lot of people aren't using, and it is something that is fairly easy to set up. It will allow you to, at the very least, link back and link to your accounting software, whether it's Xero or QuickBooks, but it will allow you to take payment and manage subscriptions and do a range of different things from within HubSpot. So what I'll do is I'll just share my screen and we'll jump in. If at any time you have any questions, feel free to ask. So what we're looking at here, we've got the Breeze, which is basically HubSpot's AI center or platform. As you can see here, there's a couple of different features that you can utilize. We've got Copilot, we've got agents, and we've got intelligence. I've touched on this before in previous tech talks, but basically Copilot is the integrated AI solution. You can click it up here and you can ask questions and get it to do things for you within the platform. Intelligence is basically where you can purchase credits to add additional bits of data, and the agents are custom built AI agents that can do a range of different things for you. As you can see, most of them are all in beta, so they're all pretty raw. And we'll probably play around with some of these other ones in the coming weeks. I know that there's been some more information with the prospecting agent that will basically allow you to set up cold outreach for an AI agent, similar to other platforms like Apollo, and do other things like that. So we'll probably touch on those in the coming weeks. But this week, we're just going to relook at the customer agent, because that's one that, number one, is set up. And number two is been around for a little bit longer. For those who haven't played around with any of the customer agents, you've got a few different tabs. You've got your overview, your content, performance, channels, configuration. A lot of this, if you haven't done it before, will be pretty straightforward in the creation of your agent. One of the key things in working with any bits of AI is obviously the content that you put into it. HubSpot has a method and a pretty clear method. It's probably a lot easier to upload stuff to here than it is to some other platforms. But basically, you can add your content. What we've got here is we've got the knowledge base, we've got website, we've got landing page, we've got blogs, additional blogs, and some imported URLs as well. So I suppose probably first step before we do anything with a customer service agent is to understand and identify what you want them to do. Now, obviously, we want them to do customer service, but what type of customer service are they going to be relying on? And through that, our customer service agent is here to help with HubSpot and answer HubSpot-related questions. So by doing that, it helped us identify what we needed to link to the agent so that it got the right information. So we've got our knowledge base. For those who are using HubSpot, if you do have your knowledge base built, it's a perfect and very easy way to manage your customer agent. If you don't, then it could be an opportunity to go and build it. It is a Service Pro feature, but basically it's your inbuilt help desk that have pre-made articles there. So you can see here with a range of different articles that have been uploaded. To upload, very simple, add content, HubSpot content and link, files, short answers. It's all straightforward. The short answers one, that's a newish feature, which basically allows you to sort of fill in any gaps that might exist from the current content that you have. As you can see, you've got files, content, and links. These links can be external URLs as well. And so you might have noticed I've imported and added in a couple of other links from HubSpot themselves, so that the AI agent will use that. When it comes to channels, basically what you need to do then, once you sort of created the base of the agent, is you need to insert them into a chat flow. Now, what we've got here is a little example. Got any questions? Basically, it walks you through. So very simple. Knowledge message, link to the knowledge base, automatically assign customer. It will go to the customer agent first, email capture, and then you can target what page it will go on. You can have your display, and then you can have your options. So basically very simple to set this up. If you've set up other chat flows, it's the same thing. You just will select the agent rather than the chat bot and move that through. Once you've done that, you then go back to the customer agent. You can assign the customer agent to channels. So that's where we were before here. And as you can see, they're already assigned to a channel. You can edit the way that it's routed afterwards. So if the agent can't answer any questions, they can be directed to different reps. And then configuration, just very simple: agent name, role, personality, language. And so what does that look like? Once we have it set up, we can go to our customer service page, and we've got an AI agent here. So we can be like, hey, how do I create a deal in HubSpot? And the agent will work, it'll think, and it'll give you the details for how to do things. So again, this can be a method. If it doesn't work, you can say no, and it can be directed to an agent. But overall, this is a method to really remove the work that your customer support team may need to do. You can link these to ticket creation within HubSpot, so that tickets will be created or will go to shared inboxes, so that you've got a central location to track and manage all these things. But yeah, really, really awesome step forward for HubSpot. If we come back to this tab, we can see performance as well of conversations, AI to human handoff, conversations handled, visitor feedback, unanswered questions, and viewing those bits of data, knowledge gaps, subscription requirements. This is basically showing you where there's issues and people are asking questions that the bot couldn't answer, or that the AI couldn't answer. So a really cool way to really streamline the way that you do your customer service. And with anything with customer service, it's not about replacing humans; it's about optimizing what they can do. So obviously, your first line of defense will be the AI, and then it can pass to a human, create tickets, and be handled from there. Are there any questions just about the customer agent setup, within HubSpot? Awesome. All right, we'll just keep cracking on with some of the Commerce Hub features. For those of you who don't know, Commerce Hub was probably launched 12 months ago, maybe a little bit longer. A free hub, or a hub that comes pretty much with every other hub. There's no cost for Commerce Hub. I suppose they make their money if you're taking payments, because obviously they'll take a fee. Built around Stripe, pretty similar to most other fees that have been allocated previously, but a really good addition to HubSpot, and something definitely to have a look at if you haven't used it before. There's some of the features within within the Commerce Hub, as you can see: payments, invoices, payment links, quotes, products, subscriptions. Grabbing quotes from the old Sales Hub and having it in one central location. So basically, the way this is able to work, and what I'll do is I'll show you sort of an example of what we've set up, with a different with a real-time example. I'll just open the page up. But basically, what it'll do is, it's a method that you can take payment. As you can see here, this gives me a list of all payments that have been received previously, and it allows us to track it in one location. Same with invoices. And one thing I would definitely recommend everyone to do, if you haven't, with your HubSpot account, is to go in and make sure you've connected your HubSpot and Xero, or whatever your accounting software is. To do that, because this will link your invoices directly here. And to do that, we just go apps, search Xero or whatever accounting software we're using. And as you can see, these are already installed, but if you haven't, it won't say installed. You can install the app. Basically, contacts, invoices, products. So number one, it's going to sync your contacts between Xero, and you can choose which way that is. But the most important thing it'll do is it's going to link your invoices to contacts within HubSpot. You can also create invoices directly from HubSpot, and then they'll be linked to a deal. But if you're creating them outside of HubSpot and then linking them back, they'll just be linked to the contact. Why this is good, why this is something you should do, because at the very least, that allows sales reps, it allows other staff to be able to see if invoices are paid or not. Now, obviously, these statuses won't change unless you reconcile it within Xero, whatever your platform is. So there needs to be some level of work there. But at the same time, it's a great way just to have added visibility on what's going on in the business for the team. So yeah, definitely something I'd recommend. It'll do QuickBooks, it'll do Xero. It doesn't do MYOB, but there are some different additional add-ons for that. What I was going to show you today is just sort of how you can sort of set this up in real time. And I'll show you how we've done this so that we can basically take payment directly from the website. So what I'll do is I'm just going to open up the page quickly. Oops. So what we have here, this is just within our HubSpot section, HubSpot ongoing management. So another little pop-up as well, which is always handy. You can add in. We've got a few different packages here for ongoing support within HubSpot, our on-demand support and our monthly ongoing. Now, these are sort of lower level, entry level products that we have. Obviously, we do bigger, high level HubSpot projects, which cost a lot more. And quite often when people needed support, I was finding that, you have to go and create invoices, you have to go through a lot of steps to, sell a $300 product. So, what we look to do is to create this website. And this is a HubSpot built website. As you can see, we've got our two different sections. It's a few different aspects to it. We won't go into the detail around how we created the module because it's more about the payment and how that will work. But basically, you can see here we've got different options around what we can select, as we move forward. Quite simply, once the modules are set up, we came and we created payment links. So a payment link is just simply that you create a link and you would integrate Stripe. And as you can see here, I'll just come to one of the example ones that we have. You go through, you set your details, you set the cost, you set different elements and different aspects around what you can take for payment. And basically it creates it like a page. For those of you Stripe, it's pretty much a Stripe page, as you can see there. Very easy to create, go through, follow the bouncing ball, creating a product, listing the price, getting your information in there, and the ability to take payment. And then quite simply, once you have that link, you can insert that into call to actions or buttons or wherever. So, at very least, you could send out an EDM to your database and have an option for payment in there. And it could be a little link from a button and you could click it from there. Now, the way we've done it within the page is quite simply, as you can see, click purchase now. And it just goes to that payment link. Now, from a efficiency standpoint, obviously people can go in and they can purchase them themselves. If someone asks for support, I just send them to the website, they go make this purchase. We've set up workflows so that then me and the team are notified and a deal is created for that new purchase so that we can track it and then work through their requests. We have different automated emails that will go off to people after they make this purchase as well about next steps, generally pushing them towards our customer portal. A lot of the time people don't use that and just send emails, which is fine. But, again, streamlining how we do things, making things very easy for clients to be able to pay us money is, the exact type of reason why you'd want to be using payment links. So that's one aspect of subscriptions. You've also got subscriptions as well. So again, taking money, even if it is something simple, you can also take monthly recurring revenue. You can see a couple clients here on monthly recurring. We do use payments through a different system for most of our other clients because legacy. But for some of the newer clients with the ongoing, we have that. And making this in the exact same way, where we create a subscription, can pick different details around that and just basically follow the bouncing ball as we move through. We've also got a couple of other sections, products, an area a lot of people don't use that well within HubSpot, generally designed with your products so that number one, it can sync with Xero, it can sync with other areas, but something that, to keep in mind, because this is a way where you can track and manage and assign, different line items to different products. Generally, when you're using products, it does go more hand in hand with the quoting. For those who aren't using HubSpot quoting, probably might not be as inclined to use the HubSpot products because you use those products in the quotes. With HubSpot quoting, I won't go into detail around the setup of that, but as an overview, you can basically set up a quote to appear any way you want in HubSpot through the use of developers to code. You can add in pictures, you can add in videos, you can add in anything. So the template is set up in a way that reflects your brand and reflects the way that you want to operate. All right, I think that's sort of the main things that I wanted to go over today. Were there any questions about any of those aspects around the customer support agent or any of the Commerce Hub features? Were there any other questions about anything to do with HubSpot Tech or AI that anyone wanted to ask?
Well, maybe I should say hello, Matthew. How you going?
How you going? How are you, mate?
All right. Where do you add Commerce Hub in HubSpot? I'm trying to see. I missed that part. So,
so it should just be there. You shouldn't need to add it.
Oh, okay. So it's been added recently, has it?
It's probably been around for 6 or so. It could be. It might even be 12 months. So it's been a while. Okay. It is new. It is a new feature that, like I sort of said before, it's a free feature that comes with any HubSpot subscription. They do make their money based off, if you are taking payments through HubSpot. So they're not being charitable. But yeah, definitely if you haven't, what I would do is I would look to integrate your Xero or your QuickBooks.
Yeah, I've got Xero integrated already. So where is it in my dashboard?
So can you see on the left-hand side, can you see a commerce? It's like a little wallet or?
A little wallet, okay.
Underneath content and above automation.
So workspaces, CRM, marketing, content, commerce, okay. Yeah,
commerce. Yeah. So if you click on that, if you've integrated it, go to that and then go to invoices and just see if your invoices appear.
Okay, yeah. Well, I've integrated Xero. I don't know. So that would automatically be reading from Xero, would it?
Yeah, it would, but you might. There is another step which I can show you how to do.
Oh, yeah, it's seeing my Xero invoices.
Perfect.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So again, really good way. It'll only link to the contact, and the one thing to remember is it only links to the contact who you invoice in Xero. So if there's a different billing account or whatever that accounts at, it'll only link to them. It won't link to the contact that's linked to the deal. Just it's got to match with something back there. Now with the setup of this, there is a thing that you can play around with. So if you do go to settings and we go down to integrations, which is where is it?
Oh yeah, I found that.
We go to integrations here and we go to connected apps.
Connected apps, yep.
You can control, I don't know which one's which, but you will have the option here within the settings to control invoice sync, contact sync, and product sync. So at the moment, we have our contact sync off. We've got our invoice sync on, but you can control the way it syncs, and you can control what it configures and what data it passes. So at the moment, we're only going 0 to HubSpot, and you can see here what we're passing. Depending on your subscription, you may be able to map some more. If you're on a different subscription, you'll only be set with what you can do. Limits,
Okay.
organize and review, and then sync. The sync's already obviously set up. Why this is important is, you might want to come in and sync your contacts as well. We just have a lot of contacts we get a lot of Filipino contacts. And so we just didn't want all of them synced into 0, because that would be 10,000 people who we don't invoice. That's obviously staff. So we don't have that on. But you can come in and go sync. We can choose to sync it one way, so that it's only going one way. We can choose what data is syncing, go through, follow the bouncing ball, and next. And then there's also one as well for products. Items to products.
Right.
And select organization. So you can control that there. And this is a good point too for anyone with integrations. Often you'll click the first and you do the integration. Then there can be additional setup features. And even this one, new features. So yeah, there's different options there. I don't think we've got this one. We're not using this one, but it's connected. And as you can see, look, we've got 40 different apps connected. With a range of different things. Not all of them will allow you to go into settings. Sometimes it is just a connection. You can see from Trello, you can see some of them allow me to go into it, others don't, like Monday. It can often be things you can do over here, but for the most part, if it is just a simple integration, you won't be able to click and do things. If you can click, it means there's further options that you can do. Cool. Any other questions with that, Glenn? I suppose, is that something that you utilize, like payment links and?
Yeah, I didn't realize it was there. So yeah, in my connected apps, I've just got 0. I use Outlook for my emails, so Outlook is there, and I've got a WordPress website, so that's connected. So I've just got 3 things connected. Yeah, so I didn't even know that was there. So,
well, definitely, if you're using any other platforms, I always recommend to jump up into the app marketplace and just see if there's any other integrations there. They can be other platforms you're using or other platforms that could add in to help support, whatever it is you're doing in HubSpot.
Right.
Just up in the app marketplace. You'll be able to see.
Didn't realize that was there.
Yeah, so it's a good one. There's definitely lots of stuff there. As you can see, you could just go and search. There's they're adding to this all the time. 12 months ago there was only 1,200. There's almost 2,000 now. Which is a reason why HubSpot is such a strong platform, because compared to a lot of other platforms, it's got a lot in the app marketplace. The other thing to think of too when you're talking about integrations, these are native integrations. We've also then got the option of third-party integrations through Zapier, Make, and then we've got the option of custom integrations as well. So just because it's not in here doesn't mean that you can't. There are options to connect.
Yeah, which is good to know. Yeah.
Yeah. Any other questions, Glenn?
No, that was it. Yeah, like I say, I just come on and I generally learn something that I didn't know was there. So that's been good.
No, good to hear. And hey, Hayley, how are you? Good to see you.
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Been a couple of weeks since we caught up. So I think we're catching up this afternoon, which would be nice.
We are. It'll be good.
Do you have any questions or anything like that before this afternoon? Or
not at the moment. There's a lot of. I'll hit you with the questions later. But nothing really at the moment, I don't think.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Can I ask one other thing? Nothing to do with any of this.
Yeah.
Our friend Nat's up in Queensland. Yeah, I think she's Harvey Bay, isn't she? She's a bit north of the trouble area.
Yeah, I think she's all right.
She's all right. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's always a concern, everyone in that region.
Yeah, true. It's pretty close to the cyclone, and
She wasn't far away then. Yeah.
nah.
Yeah, I think they got a lot of rain. I don't know if they got flooding, but yeah. Yeah, hopefully she's all good. Yeah.
No, thanks for the concern. I'll reach out to her and just make sure that she's all good.
Yeah, hopefully she is. Yeah, just I saw she's not on, so yeah, maybe I guess everyone in the southeast Queensland area's got other concerns.
Yeah, probably a bit going on up there.
Yeah, that's it.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, there's no other questions. We might wrap it up there. Thanks, everyone. I hope you have a great end of your week. And yeah, we'll see you in 2 weeks for the next Tech Talk.
Thanks, Matt.
See ya.
See you guys.
See you, Hayley.
Thanks, guys.